Today, we're going to dive into some of the smartest business models out there. And look, this isn't just about being green for the sake of it. This is about being way more efficient, way more intelligent, and yeah, way more successful. So let's get right into it.
First up, just a quick question for you. Seriously, think about your last phone, the one you just upgraded from. Where is it right now? Is it sitting in a drawer somewhere? Maybe you sold it? Or, let's be honest, maybe you have no idea. That one little question, it gets right to the heart of a huge, huge problem with the way our entire economy works.
You see, for decades, we've been stuck in this really simple but incredibly wasteful system, the linear economy. You know the drill, right? We take resources from the planet, we make stuff, and then, when we're done with it, we just throw it away. It's a one-way street, and it's taking us straight to a dead end. And this right here shows you the huge difference between two totally different ways of thinking. Over on the left, you've got that old take, make, waste model we just talked about. But on the right, that's a completely different philosophy. That's the circular economy. It's not a dead end, it's a loop, a regenerative loop, where we try to keep products and materials in use for as long as humanly possible.
Now, the circular economy is a massive topic. So for this explainer, we're going to zoom in on one of its most powerful strategies, something called narrowing resource flows. This is one of the key ingredients for building these smarter, better businesses.
So what in the world is narrowing? Well, it's all about eco-efficiency. It means you design your entire business model right from the very beginning to do more with less. The whole goal is to create the exact same or even better products and services, but while drastically cutting down on the new materials, the energy, and the water you need to make them. It's a business advantage that's built on being smart, not just on digging more stuff out of the ground.
To put it simply, it's eco-efficiency in action. But what does that actually look like out in the real world? Let's jump into a couple of really fascinating examples. Remember that old phone we were just talking about? Well, our first case study tackles that exact problem head-on. This is where refurbishing comes into play, giving our gadgets a really valuable second chance at life. And a fantastic example of this is a company called Backmarket. Now, here's what's cool. They don't actually refurbish anything themselves. What they've built is a super trusted online marketplace. They connect regular people like you and me with over 1,000 certified sellers who are experts at professionally restoring electronics. And by offering a warranty, they take all the risk out of it, which builds trust and makes buying refurbished just as easy and reliable as buying brand new.
This slide really breaks down just how elegant this whole model is. It's a dead simple four-step process. A used device gets sold to a pro, it gets restored to like-new condition, it gets listed on the platform, and then a customer gets an amazing product for less money. And the result? We make our existing devices last way longer, and we directly cut down on the need to manufacture new ones. It's a win for the planet, a win for your wallet, and a total win for the business. Everybody's happy.
Okay, so from our tech gadgets, let's switch gears completely and talk about high fashion. Because the same narrowing idea is totally shaking up how we think about our closets, all thanks to a model called Product as a Service, or PaaS for short.
Just imagine this for a second. What if you had access to a totally limitless closet full of designer clothes, but you didn't have to actually buy or own a single piece of it? This is the big idea behind usership over ownership, and it's the entire foundation for companies like Rent the Runway. You're no longer buying a product, you're buying access to an experience. And they make it happen through a subscription model. For a monthly fee, boom, you get access to this gigantic collection of amazing fashion. This completely flips the script on the normal customer relationship. Instead of a one-time sale, it's now an ongoing service, which creates incredible loyalty. It literally transforms clothing from a thing you own into a service you use.
And the benefits for you, the user, are just huge. You get the freedom to try out all these cool styles you'd probably never buy outright, and your closet can literally change with your life. But for Rent the Runway, their success all comes down to one thing: maximizing how many times a single dress gets worn. Every single rental narrows that resource flow by preventing another new item from being made, worn maybe once, and then disappearing into the back of a closet forever.
So you see, whether it's giving a phone a second life with Backmarket or renting a designer dress from Rent the Runway, both are perfect examples of this doing more with less idea. They prove that by just rethinking our relationship with stuff, we can build some incredibly powerful and profitable businesses.
And the potential impact here is not small. It is staggering. This chart, which is based on data from remanufacturing, a very similar process, shows just how massive the savings can be. We're talking about a potential 90% drop in material consumption and an 88% cut in waste. I mean, come on, these are not tiny little changes.
These are absolutely transformational. And that brings us to this perfect quote from Alon Rosen. The real takeaway here is that this stuff goes way beyond just feel-good solutions. These circular business models, or CBMs, are really about business model optimization. It's just a fundamentally better way to run a business, one where profit and sustainability aren't fighting each other, but are actually pushing each other forward.
Which, brings us full circle, right back to where we started. We've seen how we can give our old phones a second life. But what if we took it even one step further? What if, just like your clothes from Rent the Runway, you never actually owned your phone again? You just paid for the service of using one. What else in our lives could be totally transformed by thinking this way? It's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.